It's January 26th, which means I've spent the last 26 days slowly slipping into the old lazy and distracted habits that I told myself I was going to leave in 2023, but didn't. I don't want this to be true, and without the structure of a job or school, things that I'm very used to having, I find that it's really hard to stay motivated. So I've decided to do a distractions detox, where for 1 week I cut out effectively every distraction in my life. So this means Instagram and YouTube being the two primary ones. To do this, I've cold turkey blocked YouTube and Instagram. I've also set a screen time limit of 30 minutes, something that you will be holding me accountable for, so thank you. And then I've also set up a series of things that I would like to do every day. So this is like a carrot and a stick approach. And these things start with
cold plunges. Because cold plunges. Cold plunges. Because I'm already skinny and cold plunges. Because there's numerous evidence-based, scientific-backed, peer-reviewed literature journal articles that are randomized and controlled that show that cold plunges are good. Really? None? Like not even one. Cold plunges. Because everyone else is doing it, I guess.
It's currently day 1, and I did start today with a cold plunge. I also meditated and journaled this morning, both of which are great, and I will continue to do. Some of the other things I want to do during this challenge are write out 1 short essay a day, read for an hour, and then exercise. So run, lift, hike, swim, surf, something. I think I'm effectively trying to gaslight myself into believing that these are the things I would love, love, love to do and not be on my phone. Because if I can do that successfully, then it won't even be a battle afterwards. It'll just be what I do. Oh, and my final goal is to change out of my pajamas daily. This has been something I've barely been doing to exercise, and I think I should wear real clothes during the day, just to remind myself that I'm like actually a person who does real things. There's probably some study or something that shows that this is like mentally beneficial, and I'm gonna pretend like I read that study and then take their word for it. So it's Monday the 28th. I've already journaled. I'm going to meditate and then cold plunge. And then I'll get into my day. And today I would like to lift, write a bit, wear real clothes, and read. And so I've been pretty good about not using my phone. I feel like it's become a mentality thing. So it's a lot easier for me to not use my phone or like think about Instagram or YouTube or like whatever other distractions I have by reminding myself that like A, this is something I want to do, and B, this is good. So like obviously like there's some distraction, like nothing in life is perfect. But if you're spending like a lot of time doing something you don't like, when you stop or cold turkey, what I've been doing is reminding myself that this is actually what I want to do. And so if I ever feel like the urge, I'm like, wow, it's so good that I'm stopping, not like, wow, I miss it so much. So this is like with anything. If I like notice that I'm like reading and I'm like, oh, I should pick up my phone to check. And because I've been leaving my phone in different rooms so that I don't always have it, it's a lot easier to be like, oh, wait a minute, I recognize that I have this desire, but it's not something that I want necessarily. And so I'm so grateful that I have given myself the tools to control it or get over it. And that has really helped. At least yesterday it helped me be a little more productive and actively enjoy what I'm doing. So like I know I enjoy writing, I know I enjoy reading, I know I enjoy exercising, but when you have such a strong tool, like a powerful tool like social media, you, or at least I, become a bit unsure, and I will obviously use it. I'm using it right now, but I don't know if that's always the best thing for me and what I want. So I accomplished all of my goals today. Lifted, I read quite a bit, I journaled, I wrote a short essay on getting into your dream school, which is honestly really fun to write. It was like looking back through like old memories of times at school and like effectively all of the times where it wasn't really what I thought it was going to be. And also thinking back to like the admissions process and what that was like for me and all the ways I did it wrong. yeah, meditated, cold plunged, journaled. I'm actually going to finish my evening journal right now, but otherwise journaled quite a bit this morning. And then I went on a walk and lifted, both of which felt really good. And yeah, excited for tomorrow. It's starting to feel a lot more like a habit, and it just feels like I'm living clean. And it kind of makes me feel like maybe I shouldn't go back. I don't know how draconian to be in like my this is what I want to do. But yeah, overall feels pretty good. So it's Monday the 29th. I woke up and I've already journaled. I'm now going to go downstairs and meditate and then cold plunge. Because I exercised, like I lifted and walked yesterday, I probably will do something pretty light today, like a really short run. And then I want to write an essay. I'm not exactly sure what today's essay topic will be about. And those are the main things. Since I'm not really being active, I guess wearing like real clothes is pretty important so that I like feel like I'm actually waking up and doing something, but I'll change after I cold plunge. And yeah, I've noticed that it really does feel like a mindset thing where my goal isn't to like do something specific necessarily. Obviously, like I have all these like secondary goals that I'm like trying to get through. And right now they're primary because like I want to do them every day. But it feels like if I continue this, the goal will be to stay in the mindset I'm in right now, which is focus on doing like the things I like. And I know the things I like, and it's not being on my phone. It's not lounging around. It's being like productive, but not making productivity feel like a willpower thing. So it's like reading because I enjoy reading, not because I feel like I have to be productive, even though reading is productive. And I think that it's partially just convincing myself that I'm enjoying it and I'm having fun, and partially doing things that I enjoy and have fun doing, so I don't have to do as much work convincing myself. So yeah, continuing on strong today. So, oh, that sucks. So I just got back from a run. It is super hot out, and I kind of forgot that when it's warm out, people actually go to the beach. So it was supposed to be a pretty empty beach run, but it turned into a very crowded beach run, and it was just not quite it. I feel like there was a ton of people out. It felt really gross. I also, so there's this beach in San Diego called Black's. It's a wonderful surfing spot, but it's also a pretty notorious nude beach. And I kind of just completely forgot about it because I was like, oh, it's a Monday, a lazy day, no one's going to be out. But nope, tons of people. So, lesson learned. So I just finished writing for the day. I wrote a short essay about how it's important to be yourself, because if you're not yourself and you're trying to be someone else to impress people, they will only like the fake version of yourself that you were being, and then that defeats the point of making them like you. So you might as well be yourself from the beginning. I don't flesh it out that well in the essay either, but it was fun to write. And it was just a little short thing that I've been thinking about. Like, essentially, the reward for faking it is that you get to fake it more, which is not what the goal is. So, kind of stupid in my opinion. I have noticed that I'm reaching for my phone less. I think that's partially because I know that I have like a limit and I don't want to hit it. Like, I don't want my screen time at the end of this week to be high at all. But additionally, like actively thinking about it does help me not use my phone at all. And then otherwise, I've been doing well. It's very relaxing. I'm reading a lot more, which is nice. It's good to get back into it. And I'm honestly starting to consider like just continuing this indefinitely after this week-long challenge is up. Just because, like, why not? Like, it's like if you know something you're doing is bad for you and you feel like that, then why would you continue? It's really hard, but then as soon as you like make the jump, it's kind of like, oh, why not? So, yeah, I'm going to meditate and journal, and then do it all again tomorrow.
Okay, so I finished and I liked it. I have some notes here from my session. It is day 9, so I've gone a few days over and I've just kind of kept doing it. The second to last day, day 6, I used maps to like route somewhere, and that pushed my screen time up, but I'm not counting it. I think my average is still around 30 minutes exactly, so I accomplished that goal. I've been meditating, I've been journaling. I'm really cold. I've been doing the cold plunges. And they don't really get that much easier, in my personal opinion. I've enjoyed taking the time to read more specifically. I feel like it feels really good. And it kind of leaves me in a place where I'm honestly not sure what I want to do next, because like I objectively know that this is good for me, but I also like enjoy watching YouTube videos. I enjoy being on Instagram for the most part, and it is really hard to like strike a balance. You probably are here because you've seen me talk about my desire to strike a good balance with Instagram before, and I shared some of the tools I used to do so previously. But I do feel like I get distracted by, honestly, an absurd amount of things. Like I noticed, I wrote about this when I did like a distraction detox at the end of the summer. I get distracted by like literally everything. So like because I didn't have any social media and a decent amount of the internet, I resorted to Zillow, and I spent like 2 hours looking at Zillow for apartments and houses that I certainly cannot afford. And then afterwards, I spent like 3 hours looking at absurdly expensive plates that are super pretty. But if I ever spend $800 on a plate, shoot me, please. Like that is not going to happen. I have no reason for even looking. So I just get distracted. Honestly, because I enjoy it a little bit. Tell me what you get distracted by, because like plates and houses are my things, but it changes frequently. So I want to know what else I can use to get distracted with. Okay. So it leaves me in a little bit of a conundrum, because I don't know what I want to do next. Do I want to have effectively unfiltered access, especially I feel like because I'm not working right now, which will change in like a few short weeks. So, but especially while I'm not working, it feels like honestly like too much responsibility for myself. And so maybe I should just like cut it out. One of the other things I did, which I really enjoyed, was the writing process. I'm certainly not a writer. In fact, someone who is no longer close to me once, when I told them that I would like to write more and potentially for a living, said, "But how would you get paid?" Not because generally writers don't make that much, which is probably true, but because I am certainly not a good one. But it was very, very nice to write a lot. And I do wonder how I would treat life if I just focused on doing things that genuinely fill me with maybe a stronger sense of fulfillment. And again, I think this changes slightly once I actually start my job, because I feel like right now social media can be a bigger distraction, because I don't have 8 to 10 hours of my day at a minimum filled up with something external. But I will still have weekends, and I want to make sure I use those to great effect.
Hi. So, sorry. It is now almost March. I continued on with my distractions detox for quite a while, actually. I don't think I took like some breaks, but essentially, like every week, I would binge for about 4 hours on all social media during like a really long vegging out meal and movie or something like that.
and then I would delete them, cold turkey block, cut them out for like another week. And I did this for like another 3 weeks. So beginning of February, when this challenge technically ended, to now, like all of them are still blocked. And it was quite wonderful. It still is quite wonderful. I made a massive dent in my reading challenge for the year. I created a bad website, which you can go and check out. And I'm actually really proud of it because when you look at it, you know for a fact that I like built it myself. It's not like I made a Weebly, because if I did, it would look a lot better. But this one, you know that like I did, which is kind of cool. I started going over art history, so reading a bunch of art history textbooks, which then made me want to learn how to draw. So I've been going through this like sketchbook. Super fun. It's been wonderful. You're probably wondering why I'm even telling you all this. And the answer is that I'm in a bit of a conundrum, because when I was talking about how I have a job that's coming up, I seem to have jinxed myself. And then I got really down, and so took a break from honestly a lot of things. I was kind of just pouring myself into like this, some other books. And so how fun is that? But essentially it's made me start thinking about like, what am I really working for? So if I decide to cut out a bunch of things, what am I doing that for? And I kind of feel like it's a little pointless unless you're doing something you like. And so I still have no idea what that is. I'm going to keep trying to figure that out, and I will update you. But the long story short is that I now do not have a job to look forward to in the next month. And I will continue to keep most social media slash things that I'm distracted by, which now includes Zillow, actually. I will continue to keep them blocked, so my usage is at a minimum. And I would encourage you to try the same for a week. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you back next week.